Verse 15, Sri Vishnu Sahasranaama Stotra. Sarvagaha Sarvavidbhanuhu Vishwakseno Janardhanaha Vedo Vedavidavyango Vedango Vedavit Kavihi Sarvagaha Sarvavidbhanuhu Vishwaksenaha Janardhanaha Vedaha Vedavit Avyangaha Vedangaha Vedavit Kavihi Sarvagaha, all pervasive, all pervading, Sarvavit Bhanuhu, omniscient, effulgent, like the sun, Vishwaksenaha, on seeing whom the demon armies scatter in all direction, uplifter, oppressor or uplifter. Both these meanings are contained in the word Janardhanaha. Vedaha, knowledge of the Vedas. Vedavit, one who is the perfect knower of Vedas. Avyangaha, perfect, flawless, without any sort of a defect. Vedangaha, one for whom the Vedas themselves are like his limbs, or Vedas are his manifestations. Vedavid, one who inquires and contemplates into Vedas. So he is the only person who knows the real meaning and the significance of all the Vedas. Kavihi, all seer, omniscient, knowing everything. Sarvagaha, all pervading. Sarvagaha means one who has gone everywhere. That is, one who is already everywhere. One who is pervading everything. The cause pervades its effect. For example, gold is pervasive in all the ornaments. The ocean is present in all the oceans. Cotton pervades all the cloth. Similarly, the Supreme Consciousness pervades everything. The infinite consciousness itself expresses as both the kshetra or world of matter, which is kshara, which is perishable, and the same supreme consciousness is kshetrajna, the knower of the field, which is akshara, imperishable. Mahavishnu, the infinite, is both these and also beyond these two. He is called Uttama Purushaha. He is all pervading self, Mahavishnu. Verse 18, chapter 15, Purushottama Prapti Yoga talks of this. Yasmat ksharam atitoham aksharat apicha uttamaha. It means I transcend, I am beyond the perishable. Ksharam atitah aham aksharat api cha uttamaha. I am even higher than the imperishable. I am higher than the perishable. I am higher even than the imperishable. So I am called Purushottamaha. The all pervading Supreme is omniscient and effulgent. Sarva Vidbhanuhu, omniscient and effulgent. All knowing means Sarva Vid. Bhanuhu. Bhanu is one of the names of Lord Surya, the sun god. Bhanu represents effulgent. Sarvavid, all knowing. Mahavishnu is both. Sarvavid Bhanuhu is one single term meaning that representing the all knowing effulgent consciousness. The light of consciousness is a light that illumines all other lights and it illumines even darkness. It is beyond darkness. Jyotisham api tajyotihi, the light even of the lights. Jyotisham, of the lights. Tat Jyotihi, the light of the lights also. Jyotisham api tat Jyotihi tamasaha param uchyate. Beyond tamasaha, darkness, uchyate, said to be. Jyotisham api tat Jyotihi tamasaha param uchyate. Verse 17 of chapter 13. Now, Mundaka Upanishad declares, by its light alone, it illumines all other experiences, illumines, enlivens, gives Shakti and power to everything else to experience the world. Verse 12 of chapter 15 also says about the same thing, Yat Adityagatam Tejaha, that one which yat adityagatam tejaha jagat bhasayate akhilam, which illumines the entire world. Yat adityagatam tejaha, that which is residing in the sun, and jagat bhasayate akhilam, and that which illumines the world. Yat Chandramasi, the light which is in the moon. Yat Cha Agnau, that which is in the fire. Tat Tejaha, that light. Vidhi Mamakam, know that to be mine. The light residing in the sun, which illumines the world. The light which is in the moon, and the light or the glow in the fire. Know, understand that that light to be mine. Yadaditya gajam tejaha jagat bhasayate khilam yat chandramasi yat chagnau tat tejo vidhimamakam. Now, seeing such a powerful, effulgent, glorious being, the demon armies scattered in all directions. Vishwaksenaha, scattering the demon armies in all directions. Facing whom even the mighty army of the demons retreat and scatter away. Such a person is called Vishwaksenaha. He is the Almighty, all powerful. No army can stand against him. Now, when we say enemies and armies, we don't refer only to the external enemies. The term also includes the internal enemies, the negativities which are present in us. That's why we say, in His presence, in the presence of the all knowing Supreme, all negativities within us, namely Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, and anything else, Ahankara, Mamakara, all these things will run away. The way the darkness vanishes at the sight of light. You take a small torch into a dark cave. The moment the light of the torch falls, where do you find the darkness? It has vanished. It has gone. It simply vanished. Similarly, when the knowledge awakens in a being, when the supreme knowledge really awakens within a being, all these negativities will run away in different directions. They scatter in all directions. Now, the next name is Janardanaha. It has two opposite meanings. It can mean oppressor and also uplifter. Oppressor of the unrighteous, uplifter of the righteous beings. Janardana. Ardayati. Ardayati can mean giving sorrow or giving joy. Jana Ardayati. That means he is the one giving sorrow or giving joy to the people. Sorrow and disaster. Now, sorrow and disaster to the vicious and the unrighteous, whereas joy and peace to the virtuous and the noble and the righteous. Such a person is called Jana Ardhanaha, Janardhanaha. Now, all this is possible only because the Supreme has the full knowledge of the Veda, of the Vedas. Vedaha means knowledge of the Vedas. The term Veda comes from the root word vid. Vid means to know. So Veda means knowledge. Since Veda gives the knowledge, the Lord is termed Vedaha. He is the one who gives knowledge of the reality. The real knowledge is the knowledge of the reality because he himself is the very reality. Now, Mahabharata, Lord Vyasa says, Krishna alone is all Vedas, all sciences, all techniques, and all dedicated actions. And Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that I am residing in everybody's heart as a light of knowledge to remove the ignorance within them. There's a beautiful sloka which says, Tesham, in those people, Tesham eva anukampartham. Anukampa artham means out of compassion. Tesham eva anukampartham aham agnanajam tamaha nashayami. I destroy the ignorance. Agnanajam, born out of delusion. Nashayami, I destroy. Aham, nashayami, I destroy. Agnanajam tamaha, ignorance born out of delusion. The darkness arising from ignorance. How? ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता आत्मभावस्तः with the light of with the shining bhaswata with shining light of knowledge, light of wisdom. I do that. Where? Situated within them. Atmabhavastaha, dwelling in their own hearts as the Atma, as the self. तेषाम् एव अनुकंप अर्थम अहम अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्तः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. If you try to read this as it is available in the standard text, तेषामेवानुकंपार्थम अहम अज्ञानजं तमः नाशयाम्यात्मभावस्तः ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. The Supreme alone is the real knower of Vedas. He's called Vedavit. Vedavit means knower of the Vedas. One who knows the Veda. The Lord alone is the one who experiences. Lord alone is the one experience without which the Vedas cannot be fully realized. That means you have to first understand, comprehend what God is. Only then you can really understand, fully realize the full import of Vedas can be understood. The surest and most exhaustive commentary on the Vedas is to be found only in a stilled mind, which is in total communion, harmonious communion with the supreme reality. Only in that stilled mind, only in that pure heart, unpolluted by vasanas, only there the real import of Vedas can be found. Lord Krishna in verse 15 of chapter 15 says, I am verily that which has to be known by the Vedas. I am indeed the author of the Vedanta, and I am indeed the knower of the Vedas. Very, very categorically states, Vedaihi, Vedaihi, cha sarvaihi, aham eva vedyaha. I am the one. I am the one you have to understand. You have to access through the Vedas. Vedaihi cha sarvaihi aham eva vedyaha. Vedanta Krut Aham. I am the Vedanta Krut. I am the writer of the author of the Vedas. I am the Vedavit Eva. I am the one who really knows the Vedas. Vedaihi cha sarvaihi aham eva vedyaha. Vedanta Krut Vedavit Eva cha aham. Vedaischa sarvai rahameva vedyaha Vedanta Krut Veda Videva Chaham. The knower of the Vedas and the personification of Vedas is all perfect. Avyangaha means with no imperfections whatsoever. Avyangaha, the all perfect. No imperfections, which is Vyanga. Vyanga means imperfection. No imperfections can be found anywhere in him. The term Vyanga also means a person, and so Avyanga means one who cannot be known by anyone in any personal form. That means Avyangaha, without any Angaha, without any physical form. Because the Supreme is basically unmanifest, Nirakaraha, Nirgunaha, without any particular name or a form. So Bhagavad Gita declares this great reality is imperceptible, unthinkable, and without any modifications. Avyaktaha ayam means the supreme self. Ayam avyaktaha, ayam achintyaha, ayam avikaryaha, uchyate. It is said to be, this self is said to be unmanifestable, inconceivable, achintyaha, avyaktaha, unmanifestable, achintyaha, inconceivable, avikaryaha, unchangeable, without any modification whatsoever. Tasmat, therefore, evam viditva enam. Once you understand this, na anushochitum arhasi. Because Arjuna was worried about, I have to kill Bhishma, I have to kill Drona. Krishna says, how can you ever kill somebody? The Supreme Self, which is there in everybody, it cannot be killed. It neither kills, nahanyate, nahanyamane sharire. It cannot be killed. It cannot kill. It will not kill. It is unmanifest, inconceivable, unchangeable. So, understanding this, don't worry. This is what Lord Krishna tells him. Avyaktoyam, achintyoyam, avikaryoyam uchyate. Tasmat evam viditvainam nanushochitum arhasi. The Vedas themselves are his limbs. The Supreme, who is a personification of knowledge, is also called Vedangaha. He is the person with Vedas as the limbs, one whose very limbs are the Vedas. Vedaha sarvangani, sarva angani, all his limbs. Vedas are his limbs, all the Vedas are his limbs. Vedaha sarva vedangani, Vedaha sarvangani. Now he is the one shining with the Vedas themselves as his limbs. Vidhunate vedamayam shariram. Vidhunate vedamayam shariram. The Supreme, the knower of the Vedas, is called. Now we have seen the word Vedavit in two contexts. The Supreme, that is the knower of the Vedas, is Vedavit, verse 128. And the one which is following now, verse 131, also says Vedavit. He is also the one who contemplates upon the Veda. The subtle difference between the meanings of these two identical names. Vedavit means inquirer of Vedas. Earlier we said Vedavit means knower of the Vedas. Knower of the Vedas is one thing. But in this name, we are understanding he is the inquirer of Vedas. Inquirer means one who contemplates upon the Veda is Vedavit. Vedam vicharayati iti Vedavit. Mere word meaning cannot give the true concept of the subtle theme discussed in the Vedas. To understand the Vedas, it is not enough to know the outer meaning, the external meaning, the apparent meaning, but one who has to reflect upon the declarations continuously, again and again, over a period of time. Only then they will be able to understand. A student of the Vedas should try to understand the real meaning of each declaration contained in the Vedas. Now, to repeat the mantras parrot like is not of much consequence. He who has studied the Vedas but not has understood the meaning is like a person who carries a load at the road rest on the roadside. He's only carrying the weight, it doesn't help. Bhagavan himself declares that he is not only the reliever of the Vedas, but he is also at once the knower of the Vedas. He is a person who has already contemplated, studied, and really understood the Vedas. Vedaihi cha sarvaihi aham eva vedyaha vedanta krit vedavit eva cha aham. Now, by contemplation and analysis of the supreme wisdom, one becomes the all knowing person. Only then the person becomes an all knowing person. We call him Kavihi, all seer. All seer, the term Kavi in the Vedas means the seer. Kavi is the one who experiences something much more than an ordinary person. This is declared in Ishavasyopanishad. Nanyato asti drashtaha. There is no seer except him. He is a real seer. Na anyato asti drashta. So in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna declares he is the seer. Kavina Ushana Kavihi. Among the seers, I am Ushana, the real seer. Of course, here reference is to Shukracharya. Now, there is another verse which talks of the word Kavi. Here, the Kavi represents Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoho Aniyamsam Anusmaret Yaha Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasaha Parastat. Akshara Parabrahma Yoga, verse 9, chapter 8. It says, he who meditates on the omniscient, ancient, the supreme ruler, one who is minuter than the minute, anoyamsam, the sarvasya dhataram, the sustainer of all, and he is achintyam, inconcealable form. Okay. Effulgent like the sun, Aditya Varnam, Tamasaha Parastat, who is beyond darkness. So, one who is able to contemplate Supreme, he is the real seer. This is the meaning of the word seer. With this, we have come to a conclusion of this verse 14. We will conclude with some Shanti mantras. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.